NFTs have surged in popularity within the crypto space, drawing significant investments and users to various sectors like digital art, collectibles, gaming, and metaverse. So despite their appeal, NFTs face challenges such as steep transaction fees, limited liquidity, and interoperability issues. So in response to these challenges, a new token standard called ERC404 has emerged on the Ethereum blockchain. And this standard aims to mitigate these challenges by blending features of both fungible tokens and NFTs into one. So today we're going to delve into the workings of ERC404, exploring the mechanisms of this, the advantages and disadvantages, and the considerations surrounding potential investment opportunities. The ERC404 standard represents groundbreaking fusion of two prominent Ethereum token standards. This is ERC20 and ERC721. So by integrating features from both of these, ERC404 introduces innovative possibilities, specifically in the land of NFTs. Now, I believe that the main application of the ERC404 standard is the concept of fractionalized NFT ownership. So if we take, for instance, the renowned Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT collection. So instead of a single individual holding ownership of one of these for the humble price, so I did the calculation, and one that is around 24 ETH will be around $63,000. ERC404 allows for the division of the ownership rights among multiple wallet holders. So this fractionalized ownership model democratizes access to high-value NFT assets. So for people like me, and maybe some of you guys who $64,000 is not just pocket change, or really in any way a realistic thing that I could ever own outright. But this enables a broader community of investors and enthusiasts to participate in ownership and benefit from the value appreciation of these digital assets. So the ERC404 was created this month in December of 2024 by developers who are only known by their pseudonym of Control and Acme within the Pandora project. So on February the 6th, the project issued its ERC404 token. And since then, these Pandora ERC404 tokens have honestly, for lack of a more intelligent analysis on it, they've been a little bit bananas. And since its launch, it has seen a return of over 428%. And we're currently at a chain price of $22,331. And the market capitalization has reached $223 million. So looking ahead, the developers aim to further enhance the protocol by implementing gas fee reductions, so ranging from 28 to 50% as outlined on the project's post, which was posted on 2x. So what we can gather from this in more simple terms is that they managed to reduce the gas cost for minting tokens by around about 28%, which means it's now cheaper to create new tokens. And the gas cost for transferring tokens saw a huge improvement, dropping by around about 50%, and this one's super important because transferring tokens is obviously one of the most common things that people do with them, and now it's much cheaper. However, burning tokens have become a little bit more expensive, and this has gone up by around 80%. But this has happened because they are reusing token IDs, so this increase was expected. And the burning of tokens means getting rid of them permanently, and now it costs a bit more because of how they are handling the token IDs for this. And if you take a look at some of the responses, we can see that the community responds to them very, very positively, which is obviously a good thing as well. And earlier on today, Binance also just posted its support for the ERC404 project on X and announced that this is now available on their Web3 wallets. Now, if we dive a little bit deeper into the first ERC404 project, Pandora token functions in the following way. So there will be a total of 10,000 ERC20 tokens that are associated with a set of 10,000 replicant NFTs. So should someone who owns less than one single Pandora, the token remains in your wallet, but there would not be a corresponding NFT present for this. So upon purchasing one of the NFTs, the buyer automatically acquires one Pandora token. So if a user decides to sell a portion of their token in the future, the linked NFT will be permanently destroyed or burned. So the platform has had the adoption of ERC404 by 12 additional projects. And notably, one of these projects includes a frog-themed version of the DGOD's NFT collection, which has already achieved an impressive market cap of nearly $30 million. And we have another project which showcases a collection of NFT pet vault, and this is also based under the ERC404. And it really does highlight the diverse and rapidly growing ecosystems surrounding this groundbreaking standard. Now, it is important to note, and they make extra effort to point this out as well, is that the ERC404 remains actively in an experimental phase, so having expanded swiftly from its initial deployment, which was designed to facilitate the Pandora launch. So with increasing adoption and the discovery of new applications, efforts have shifted towards constructing a more versatile implementation, and this revised version aims to better accommodate innovative protocols, current integrations, and creators. So we're going to go over some of the advantages and disadvantages of this, which obviously there is actually quite balanced on this one for once. So ERC404 presents numerous advantages compared to existing token standards, and this is including improved liquidity. So the ability to trade NFTs as fungible tokens on decentralized exchanges significantly boosts the liquidity. So this addresses a key limitation of the current NFTs, which often suffer from low trading volume and price volatility due to their unique and scarce nature. And there's also the reduced costs. So batch transferring multiple tokens in a single transaction lowers the gas fees and saves time. So this addresses another drawback of existing NFTs, which often occur high transaction costs due to their individuality and complexity. And the capability to switch between fungible and non-fungible modes provides token creators and users with more options and opportunities. So for instance, ERC404 enables creators to develop dynamic and interactive NFTs that can alter their state and value based on specific events or actions. So users can leverage it to access fractional ownership of NFTs, thereby lowering the entry barriers and expanding the potential market. And ERC404 tokens seamlessly interact with protocols and platforms in both fungible token and NFT realms, so bridging previously disconnected areas. So for example, ERC404 tokens can serve as collateral, governance or utility tokens in DeFi protocols, or as assets, rewards or currencies in NFT platforms. Now, some of the drawbacks of this obviously include the experimental nature of it. So it's still in the experimental phase and is not yet an official Ethereum standard. This experimental status means that it may undergo changes and improvements, potentially leading to bugs, vulnerability or compatibility issues. And also legal and regulatory uncertainties may exist around this, especially in jurisdictions which have strict regulations on crypto assets. And being a novel token standard, it is complex and it does require deep understanding of blockchain technology and smart contracts. So developers aiming to create tokens using ERC404 need to thoroughly study the standard and its functionalities. Users intending to interact with the tokens must comprehend the token's behaviours, logic, and the associated risks and benefits of it. And of course, there's also the competition from other token standards like the ERC998 and ERC1155, which also seek to blend fungibility and non-fungibility. So these alternative standards may offer different features, advantages or disadvantages compared to ERC404, and potentially influencing the adoption and support within the crypto community over time. So the decision on if you want to invest in ERC404 really does depend on your own risk tolerance, your investment objectives and your research efforts. So whilst ERC404 represents a novel and promising token standard, it also carries very clear uncertainties with it. And investing in tokens such as this may carry high risk, but there's also may carry high rewards, but there is also a very high risk that goes along with them. Now, before we all go aping into this, there are a few considerations to ponder before you make any kind of investment. And this is, for example, the token utility. So what purpose does the token serve? And how does it leverage the ERC404 standard? We need to be assessing its value proposition, its ability to address specific problems or capitalize on opportunities, and its differentiation from other tokens in this sector. We should also be examining the token's historical performance in terms of price movements. Now, obviously, this was only released at the beginning of this month, so there isn't really a great deal that we can analyse on it, but we can identify the factors which influence the supply and demand dynamics and analyse trends and patterns to gauge potential future trajectories. We should also be paying close attention to the community in these kinds of sectors, so we want to evaluate the size, the activity level and the involvement in the token's community. So consider how supportive and vocal they are, their interactions with the product's development team, and other stakeholders and their sentiments and feedback regarding the token's prospects. So these are just a few of the things that I will be taking a little bit of time to look more thoroughly into before making any kind of a decision on this one. I think because it is very, very new, it is one that I would need to research more into. But I would love to know if you have any more information on this narrative. What would you see as the biggest risk with investing in a protocol like this? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.